like open area and there's an assault watching, he's 100% gonna see you before you see him. We're live.
No
Yep,
fucking around as soon as everyone's on the map. And we're already here, and we have RENRAKU staying with the setup they were in warm-up, which is 3 assaults, 1 support, 1 recon, and it seems like, yeah, it seems they've sticked to their setups from warm-up. And CCC are charging in with their grenades held out for the most part, pre-nading places, potentially, as we were discussing before, wasting those grenades. We'll see how that carries out for them. And Reimu's going at it alone. It's the recon. There's already contact in the basement. PBL saving that grenade for the right time, but most of the action seems to be going down in the basement so far. 3 assaults diving down the ladders into basement at once. Reimu's lurking in the vent system. He needs to find a way down there while the entire NSF team is pretty much contesting that ghost in the basement spawn. They have control over it, but they're not picking it up quite yet.
we're down to a 1v1.
Yeah, Reimu's not really contributed much to his team. He spent most of his time in the vents, where his team was 2 levels below him. He finally makes his way into the basement now. Joker's got half HP and Reimu's on full HP. And Joker has control of the ghost, and he knows where he is already, and he's got his grenades saved up. Oh, it's
the smoke!
It's the smoke grenade he must have picked up.
No!
And Reimu rushes the smoke before it could fully bloom. Actually gets the frag.
Did not see that happening at all. I thought it was done as soon as he spotted Reimu.
I wasn't expecting such a strong play from CCC. They took control of the ghost in the basement straight away. They just couldn't keep hold of it. Probably could have done with picking it up, but they were being contested too fast. So first round goes to Jinrai, RENRAKU.
I'm gonna watch Reimu just to see what he actually does as a recon on this map.
Taking the roof, I'm not sure how much UC is up there, like especially with an SRM. I'm not sure what he's doing.
He's just getting a bit of reconnaissance, but not really.
He's got some backup on the roof now. Yeah. RENRAKU have pretty good control over the map right now. They have 2 in basement and 2 on the rooftop. And depending on where the ghost is spawned, it's actually not that useful position. Outside is currently uncontested by RENRAKU. Joker tries pushing around. Democracy still outside, closest to the ghost currently, and he's alone now, outside.
Yeah, they know exactly where he is.
Yeah, it's unlikely that he's going to be able to clutch this out, but he does have ghost control at the moment. They have to go through him to get that ghost. If he survives, then the round will go to neither team.
Taking so long to move, like, could just collapse on him now, unless he gets out of there.
Maybe this is the strategy showing a little bit of constraint here, though. Maybe they wanted to move in together and collect themselves, or maybe just not want to contest him at all.
Greybox appears to be flanking. He definitely knows where he is. There we go.
They were definitely waiting for their whole team to be in the right positions before they pushed him. Reimu came from the west side, and his teammates, Greybox and Red Lizard, coming from the east. So I think the coordination is showing in this team, definitely. They do seem pretty solid, like...
I mean, he seemed a bit reluctant to go forward too much, I guess because he didn't want to die, but I can see where he was going with the recon thing for sure. He was... definitely did some work of the bit of reconnaissance he got at the start of the round.
Fight Me still stuck. Still stuck with the ZR car behind his Fight Me. He's not managed to level up to Corporal yet as support, whereas Red Lizard has the MX. So in any kind of confrontation where smokes are involved, this is looking favorable to Red Lizard. The grenade placements are just not that strong, honestly, for the NSF team. They're using their grenades early, team killing, just lacking the coordination that the Jinrai team have. And it's just fight me and Karushi in the basement now. And it's a fight for the basement once again where the ghosts have spawned. Jinrai have now control over it.
Oh no.
And they just pushed them at the same time and got the double kill. They were standing inside each other.
They had no idea where they were standing. They were looking at the wall and... difficult situation for them at the moment, I guess. I would want to get Fight Me some kills as soon as possible, just to get him kind of over that power spike of having an MX.
Yeah,
he's just falling behind.
Currently only has 1 point, but 300 ping.
Yeah, that's actually, RENRAKU seemed to have a pretty big ping advantage across the board. Considerable one.
Remo picking the ZR Carbine over the G-Scoped, which is an interesting choice. Some players do prefer it. It does have a slightly higher fire rate, probably more effective against supports and assaults than the G-Scoped, but isn't concealed. The grenades on Renraku's team just seem to be on point constantly. They're not wasting them. Every grenade they've thrown has pretty much resulted in a kill.
See here, Democracy and Joker are just... all of them are just so close together.
And there's the MX. And that smoke is not going to do any use against Red Lizard now, pushing up straight to it. Yeah.
Don't hide behind the smoke, because...
Fight Me under the... Yeah, he was under the assumption that that smoke grenade would keep out his opposition, not knowing that Red Lizard does have support class. It's looking pretty fucking harsh, to be honest. Like... The NSF team are clumping together and getting punished for it and being pushed from multiple directions.
It's the twofold kind of thing of clumping together a lot, and they're staying in a group. They're not watching each other's backs efficiently. You'll see two people just both get shot in the back and wonder how that can happen.
I think they need a recon to the NSF team.
Yeah,
they need someone to break away from this clump that they've got going. And they're just sticking together, but they're not...
Could be it.
They're doing sheer numbers in one direction, whereas the Renraku team seem to be breaking off into little squads, 2 and 3s, and circling around and flanking. So basement control once again goes to the CCC team, not that useful because the ghost is spawning outside. And it's already been taken control by Renraku. They've got outside. But as soon as
taking that high ground again, which I feel like's done more than we've given it credit for, to be honest.
Do you think he's just info gathering?
Yeah, definitely. That's what he's doing. A couple of times I've seen him, he's seen enemies.
Merit looks straight at the NSF team. He's completely ignored them. He looks straight at them and straight back away. Merit's currently in the basement and both teams are completely unaware of each other's presence.
Just sitting in a corner.
That was so bizarre. Eventually, after taking every other part of the map and coming to the conclusion that the NSF team must be in the basement, they just sweep through from varying directions.
That's where the recon, I think, is doing well for them, because he can just get to that roof so quickly, and from there he can say, okay, they're not up here, they're not outside, they're inside. And then you can go inside, and then if they're not inside on the upper floor, they're in the basement.
Definitely, we're not seeing any sort of individual play from the recon player. It seems to be team focused.
Goes to the roof every single time.
And he's not died once either.
He looks at the street every single time, and he goes into the vent.
Well, that grenade hit. Merrick gets the grenade kill on Democracy. It's in the middle area. Diner, I suppose you could call it. The grenades go flying into the diner from both teams this time. Anxious to get those kills without actually facing. And it's Fight Me versus Red Lizard in the basement, and Fight Me still stuck with that ZR carbine, and that smoke is not going to give him any cover from Red Lizard. Lizard's not even take a point of damage in this face-off down in the basement, and he's completely owning that entire area. And is that a death pack kill by Rumu? Rumu's playing super cautiously as recon, not going for any individual play or stylish flanks or kills.
Why is Kurushi using a Jeep?
That is an unusual choice. It's less accurate than its silenced counterpart. It does roughly the same damage, but the spray is nowhere near as tight, and it's also not concealed.
The private, you could just get a ZR silenced.
Yep.
Oh.
And there's no sense of stalemate here. RENRAKU constantly searching.
It's very unlucky that Joker didn't get that kill. So, oh, he got...
He's trying to contest that side. He has a decent amount of HP and a decent weapon against that support. The support goes down.
I was gonna say, that's a rare occurrence. If he was shooting that support, dead in the back.
1v1 now. PBL versus Joker. ZR silence versus
PBL is
MX.
not moving. Oh no.
He probably tried to time this one out. This tie will work in their advantage, but
PBL could one-shot him at this point, I think.
yeah, definitely. He's playing cautiously. He doesn't need to throw it.
Kind of aggressive. Being very aggressive, I would say, actually, to go and stand up there.
And that tie will go towards the run count and working at the advantage of the general team.
Could have
but only
good
marginally.
work that round. I don't know if you were watching, but it was strange. He was standing in that street. He had the jump on. Who was it? He had the jump on Red Lizard. He was just shooting him dead in the back, like a full second. I don't know how he didn't kill him. There's definitely a big slip up from a team that's had things on lockdown so far.
Yeah, can CCC gain at least one round? They've had 2 1v1s so far. They've almost managed it. They've just been taking a lot of damage. Those grenades go out, but a bit too early. Faimi seems disoriented by it and gets taken down by a grenade anyway. Basement control does seem to be important to both teams. But it's
CCC,
not necessary.
it's the only thing they're really focusing on at all.
Yeah.
They're not fanning out, they're not being assertive with anything. Whereas RENRAKU, well, they're covering every layer, I guess you could say, of the map. Reimu takes the exact same route every single time without fail. He basically follows a path every time. He goes to clear roof.
Yeah, and there's very little ghost play as well, by either team. Whereas Generai seem to be making an effort to fan out and cover most of the map as possible, and neither team are actually using the ghost. And in this situation now where it's 3 versus 2, surely one of the Jinrai can pick up that ghost and hunt them down, or are they just content with timing this
I think
out?
they're bothered with doing it, to be honest.
The new rule set, timeout is a tie and neither point is awarded to team regardless of the amount of players alive. So if you really do want to expand the lead, you do want to get that ghost and hunt them down, but they've already got a pretty expansive lead.
Can't not increment the round limit though?
No.
Oh, okay.
Yes, it does.
Oh yeah.
It does, okay.
So it will work in their
RENRAKU
favor.
could just keep tying if they wanted.
Yeah. It's just democracy left on the roof. And still no effort to pick up that ghost on Jinrai's side.
It's kind of psychological, I would say, at the end of the day. If you pick up the ghost, it's throwing an SF a bit of a bone. If you don't pick it up, they have no idea what you're doing, they don't know where you are. I think it's definitely a bit of a psychological thing. Don't pick the ghost up in this situation, it's just... say it's showing dominance, if anything.
Yeah, and this match so far shown pretty one-sided, which can be expected from the group stages of the tournament.
Watch a player that's not Reimu. I watched him every time Reimu at the start, just to see if he does the same thing, and he does.
He's not
I'm
died
gonna
yet.
stop now. Yeah, I know.
He's doing exceptionally well of not getting too overzealous with any recon players and trying to do anything out the ordinary.
He's clearly got a plan, he clearly has a job, and he's carrying it out, which is not anything anyone on CCC appears to be doing.
2 supports now on CCC, both of them, no, only one of them armed with an MX, but Inignot probably caught on that they do need that MX. Like,
I really think they should run a recon just to go onto the roof and contest. But I guess they can't see what I can see. Can't really blame them too much.
so basement control, the focus of this round once again, but the ghost is actually there this time, and RENRAKU have it locked down.
We actually have 2 assaults on roof. Not seen this really before. Actually trying to take roof control on SF. Where's
Reimu's buggered up. He's already gone.
Reimu's already down. I guess he wasn't accounting for
venue.
this. Taking the same route. He clears roof pretty quickly, he clears streets, and then just goes straight down to vent. He doesn't... Oh no.
Suko's now finally being picked up by the Jinrai team.
Reimu's being a bit careless here. He's just gonna walk into a couple of... Nope.
He's run out of ammo.
Lucky.
His
Yeah.
first death, he goes out to Joker. As soon as he tries something overzealous, pushing those 2 assaults on the rooftop, he's down.
Thing is, he clearly wasn't expecting anyone to be on roof. He thought it was just safe. Like, you know, they're not gonna go roof. They never went roof. He just walked up there casually, happened to bump into an assault. Got lucky because the assault had his back turned, but he couldn't take him out in time.
So Joker's placing himself in between the team and their ghost cap. And now it's just him
Oh, we
opposing
have the classic ghost dilemma.
3 versus 1, and none of them want to push him, and there's 10 seconds left. They're just going to time this out. They don't need to expand this lead they've already got. Red Lizard wallbang from that fence.
Wants blood.
He must have seen glimpses of him through his thermal vision, through the fence.
No, I'm watching him way too much. Not watching the other players enough. But I'm gonna watch Reimu again because of what happened last time. That was the first time he's been surprised on that roof, so I want to see if he pays a bit more attention to it this time. But I still think at the end of the day, it's been a really big part of really big factor in their success, in the way he's taking that roof control and just getting that reconnaissance. And working his way down inside.
Red Lizard is putting crazy work as support. He's against 2 other supports, and his team's not felt the need once to back him up with another support. He's holding down both those support players in his team well just by himself. But now he's outside and he's down to 3 HP.
3 HP.
It's Joker who's pushed up and taken damage, and outside control seems pretty important to CCC.
A kill on that roof. Wasn't actually watching, but I guess he's been more mindful this time.
Joker's pushed around. And Red Lizard and PBL haven't noticed him. He could get behind them at this point.
I see Reimu's seen him from the roof. A reconnaissance.
Yeah, and Reimu, with that roof control, even though he managed to get the flank, Reimu's got the info for his teammates, staying in that upper ground constantly. If Reimu wasn't there, that flank was super effective for
Mhm.
Joker. And I think that's match to the Jinrai team to Renraku. That's
TCC appeared
7-0.
to catch on towards the end, but it was too late. The last couple of rounds, they sent people up to roof. Maybe they started thinking, wait a minute, maybe we should actually be doing something up there, but maybe it was on the case.
Not an awful lot to say. First map goes to Renraku.
Yeah. Pretty clear divide between the team with the coordination and the team without it. Like, I definitely think they've been going over stuff in their free time pretty well. At the very least, each player seemed to have an individual path somewhat that they were clearing. And they kind of worked their way through.
Not seen much of their individual strengths though in gunfights. When they do engage, they usually have a better positioning due to the coordination that they have,
Oh yeah,
and greater numbers because of them splitting off and taking areas together.